August 22nd, 2022. This is an emergency message from the Jeremy Brown for Florida State House of Representatives campaign to former President Donald J. Trump and his close staff for immediate release and maximum distribution. My name is Jeremy Brown, candidate for Florida State House of Representatives in District 62. In very recent weeks, Americans have been shocked to witness a national disgrace. The foreign infiltrated administrative state, permanent bureaucracy, and armed executive branch agencies have welcomed former President Donald J. Trump into an ever-growing club of innocent, law-abiding Americans. That club is the targeted for destruction by the FBI and DOJ club. Sure, over the last 6 years, he has been attacked and defamed by the corporate-controlled media machine and their handlers in our corrupted houses of Congress. But now he has been raided by armed Special Forces wannabes using an almost certainly unlawful search warrant, approved and signed by a judge that used to defend Jeffrey Epstein's staff members. This now makes Mr. Trump just one of thousands of patriotic Americans that have been targeted because of their political beliefs and have had their lives turned upside down and character destroyed by the organs of an anti-American invasion that is conducting an unrestricted war against America's principles, sovereignty, and liberty. So, to you, Mr. Trump, I offer a warm welcome from the comfort of my maximum security American Gulag cell in Clearwater, Florida. In 2016, I supported Mr. Trump because I believed he would be what Washington, D.C. needed, a wrecking ball to the D.C. two-party establishment duopoly. For a time, he was that and more, and I proudly supported his efforts. However, in early 2020, I saw unexcusable failures on Mr. Trump's part. These failures led to the loss of many of our liberties and the destruction of many businesses and lives. He failed to aggressively drain the swamp, the very swamp that attacked him on a daily basis, and he chose to surround himself with the same old establishment self-serving clowns that led him, if you believe that, to what is now clearly seen as a political slaughter. Dr. Anthony Fauci screwed him by sabotaging the COVID response. Attorney General Bill Barr did nothing about the Russia hoax and not only ignored election fraud, but blatantly lied about investigating it. FBI Director Christopher Wray's Joint Terrorism Task Force attempted to recruit me, as well as many others, to spy on American citizens to leverage them against American patriots, as if the love of the U.S. Constitution is a crime. Now, he and current Attorney General Merrick Garland have ordered their political stormtroopers to raid the home of a former U.S. president and leading candidate for the next election. Something never before done in American history, but is extremely common in communist hellholes and third world banana republics. I know firsthand because I've served in many of them. They, of course, are using the tried and true fabricated excuse of national security to hide their sources and methods, just like in my case. However, we already know their sources and methods. Their sources are liars, and their methods are telling lies. But Mr. Trump, you hired 2 of the 3 subversives, and you could have fired all 3, but you didn't. These are just a few of the reasons why he lost my support. But now, he's being treated like I and thousands of other Americans have been for nearly 2 years, with 2 key differences. When the FBI raided our homes, we left in handcuffs. In my particular case, they planted evidence to keep me locked away now for nearly a year and counting. The second is, we aren't billionaires with an army of attorneys standing by to defend us. We are having our life savings bled from us. Many have lost homes, marriages, and sadly, some have taken their own lives. These criminals are using the red herring of classified materials to cover up the truth and hide their lies. That truth is that our government agencies have turned their force and guns against the American people and political enemies. So, Mr. Trump, if you are ready to really drain the swamp this time and actually stand up and fight for everyday Americans and their God-given liberty, then I will support you once again, but only if you agree to 3 firm conditions. 1, you admit that you should have used your favorite phrase more often. You are fired. 2, you commit to stand behind the hundreds of January 6th defendants the way they stood behind you. Not just a promise to pardon us years from now when we are all broke and our families torn apart, but now by helping us expose that January 6th was an FBI setup and modern-day burning of the Reichstag meant to destroy you and us. And last, but very far from least, admit that you were misled on the COVID experimental shots that have sickened, maimed, or killed millions of Americans, and promise a Nuremberg 2.0 trial that will punish all responsible for this crime against humanity and our children, to include my 5 daughters, the loves of my life, Morgan, Abigail, Caitlin, Rebecca, and Samantha. If you are willing to humble yourself and commit to these 3 publicly, then I will give you my vocal and unrelenting support and welcome you back into this fight for liberty. But wait, there's more. As a bonus, I will offer you my skills, capabilities, and services free of charge to the American taxpayer as your next FBI director. And I promise you, I will fix the FBI, or I will smash it into a million pieces and scatter it into the wind. Mr. President, now is the time to stand up and fight back. Please, don't do nothing, because now is the time for patriots, not politicians, warriors, not wimps, leaders, not leeches, champions, not cowards. It is time to secure our legacies by calling out these domestic enemies and installing constitutional limitations on this federal government and restoring our liberty. The American people are ready for action, not words. They simply need strong and courageous leadership. We can provide that. I'm all in for America. Are you? My name is Jeremy Brown, inmate 1875858, and candidate for Florida House of Representatives for District 62. And I approve this message, knowing the FBI is recording it and will surely try to use it against me as soon as possible. The oppressor liber, liberty or death. May God bless humanity's resistance to this evil tyranny's assault on our liberties. Thank you.